We are solving the questions from the topic ratio and proportions. Let us take the next example. The question is like this. The certain number of cooks to the number of waiters is 3 to 13 when 12 more waiters are hired. 12 more waiters are hired. The ratio of cooks and the number of waiters changes to 3:16. How many cooks are there? And your options are A 4, B 12, C 15, D 9. So this is our question. The certain number of cooks and number of waiters, 3 to 13. 3 to 13 in the sense it is 3:13. 3 to 13 is same as 3:13. And when 12 more waiters are hired, means added, then the ratio cooks and the number of waiters changes to 3:16. How many cooks are there is the question. So how to work out this question? Let us see. Here this is cooks and waiters. The ratio is given. The certain number of cooks and waiters are the ratio. It is 3:13. Now what happened when 12 more waiters are hired? So if 12 waiters are hired, the ratio of the cooks and waiters is going to change. After this, the ratio is becoming 3:16. And the question is, how many cooks are there? Initially, how many cooks are there? We don't know initially how many cooks are there. This we can work out by mathematical approach or through the options. So let us see first through options. Through options, I am starting with option A. If option is, we need to find how many cooks are there. So whatever the option, everything stands for our solution, which gives the number of cooks initially. If I am taking the number of cooks initially 4, what happens? See here, in case of this is 4, I am working out with option A, the cooks and the waiters. If this is 4, the ratio is given 3:13. And it must be very clear, whatever the option you select here, that indicates, number of cooks. Number of cooks ratio is 3:13. So whatever the number we are choosing from the options, the option value must be exactly divisible by 3. Why? Because we are going to find the corresponding numbers to 3 and 13. If we take option A 4, 4 is not exactly divisible by 3, therefore this cannot be your answer. And if we take 12, it is divisible by 3, even 15 divisible by 3, 9 also divisible by 3, means our option must be one of this, B, C and D. So I am cross checking with option B. So taking option B, the cooks and the waiters, the ratio is 3:13. According to the option B, the number of cooks is 12. Then what will be the number of waiters here? Whatever the ratio here between this, the same ratio must exist between this and here the number of waiters. So 12 is 4 times of 3, Therefore, the same 4 times of 13 must be the waiters. So 3 4s are 12 and 13 4s are 13 4s is 13 into 4. 4 3s are 12, 4 1s are 52. So this is 52. But what happened here? According to the given question, once we know the number of cooks and number of waiters, if 12 waiters are added, here I am adding 12 to this. So 2 plus 2 4 6, this is 12. 12 is to 64. But according to the question, the ratio must become 3 is to 16. Let us check, is this equal to 3 is to 16? If it is equal to 3 is to 16, then your option B is going to be right option. And this is divisible by, yes please, 4. So this is 4 3 times and 4 16 times. So 3 is to 16, it is matching with the question. So once 12 waiters are hired, the ratio must become 3 is to 16. With option B, it is matching. So option B is going to be right option for our question. Okay. This is the logical approach. If you want to mathematically, let us see how this can be worked out. By mathematical approach. The same question we are solving by mathematical approach. By mathematical approach. Initially, the ratio of cooks and waiters are given. So cooks and waiters, the ratio is 3 is to 30. So let us say number of cooks are 3x and waiters are 13x. Therefore, the number of cooks be 3x and number of waiters be 13x. Now what happened? 12 more waiters are hired. So 12 waiters are added. Here there is no change in number of cooks, only waiters are added by 12. That in the sense the new number is waiters. Initially it was 13x plus 12. This is the new number of waiters. Once the 12 waiters are added, the ratio is becoming 3 is to 16. Therefore, new ratio given, new ratio of cooks and waiters is 3 is to 16. This is 3 is to 16. And according to this new ratio, there is no change in the number of cooks, which is 3x as it is. So the number of cooks is 3x is 2, and the waiters, new ratio means new number of waiters is 13x plus 12, which is equal to the new ratio, which is 3 is to 16. Now by solving this, we can get the value of x. Once the value of x is known, we can find out the number of cooks. The number of cooks is 3x. Once x value is known, 3 into that x value gives our solution. Let us see how to work out. Since the rule we know as product of means is equal to product of extremities. So that is 3 into 13x plus 12, which is equal to 3x into 16. This is 13 3s are 39x plus 12 into 3 36, which is equal to 48x. Now 39x collecting other side, this is 36 equal to 48x minus 39x. 48 minus 39, it is going to be 9. So 9x equal to 36, 9 ones are 9 fours are. So x is equal to 4 we got. X value is 4. But what we require to find here, according to the question, how many cooks are there? Therefore number of cooks is 3x. So that is 3 into x value we got 4. So 3 into 4, 12. So there are 12 cooks initially, which is going to be option B. So to work out the question mathematically, it takes longer time comparatively work out with logically. So I advise work out a question logically which can be solved with in less time. Let us go through other example. So another question we take. There is a question. In what ratio should 20% of methyl alcohol, 20% of methyl alcohol be mixed with 50% of methyl alcohol solution, so that the resultant solution has 40% methyl alcohol in it. Methyl alcohol in it. This is our question. So here, in what ratio should 20% of the methyl alcohol be mixed with 50% of the methyl alcohol solution, so that the resultant solution should have 40% of methyl alcohol? This question, in fact, it is under ratio proportion, but this question you can solve by using the alligation and mixture. We know here it is better apply alligation and mixture. Let us see what is the alligation and mixture. As we remember the alligation mixture, we are going to use the same thing. First, given the alcohol content in first mixture is 20% and other mixture is containing 50%, and we require the resultant solution in which there should be 40%. We need to find a ratio of the first solution and the second solution. So here, for your solution, the first solution is containing 20% methyl alcohol and the second solution is containing 50% of methyl alcohol. We need to find a third solution. It should contain 40% methyl alcohol. So for that, this third solution is containing first plus second. By adding the first solution and second solution in the ratio, we get the third solution in which 40% methyl alcohol should present. So what must be this first solution and second solution ratio? This we need to find according to the question. So as we know, by using the technique of alligations and mixtures, here we are taking the first solution and the second solution, and we need the mean solution, that is the third solution. Here we can get the ratio of first and second. Though in the first solution, what is the percentage is given? It is 20%, and in the second solution it is given 50%. Then the required is 40%. Simply 40% we write. What is the alligation mixture rule? Difference of these two, positive difference and positive difference of these two. Here what is the positive difference of these two? 50 minus 40 is 10, and positive difference of these two is 40 minus 20 is 20. Always we should take the positive difference. Here if you take 20 minus 40, you are getting minus 20, but we need the positive difference. No negative sign is given in the alligation mixture. So this 10:20 is giving us the first solution and second solution ratio, where this is exactly equal to 1:2. So 1:2 is going to be your option. So here, in what ratio the first and second solution should be mixed to get 40%. Here it is a 20%, 50%, the resultant is required 40%. So first and second solution must be mixed in the ratio 1:2 is going to be your right option. Let us take another question. So other question is like this. There is a question. After spending 2/3 of his salary on rent and food items, salary and food items, and 1/4 of the remaining 1/4 of the remaining 1/4 of the remaining on transportation. One-fourth of the remaining on transportation. Rajesh has 6,000 rupees with him. Rupees 6,000 with him. How much did he pay on transportation? The question is, how much did he pay on transportation is the question, and your options are A, rupees 2,000, B, rupees 4,000, option C, rupees 6,000, option D, rupees 1,000. This is a question. Here, after spending 2/3 of the salary, he has some salary, 2/3 of salary is spent on rent and food, and 1/4 of the remaining, 1/4 of the remaining on the transportation. So 1/4 of the remaining, not exactly 1/4 of the salary, after spending some amount on rent and food, from the remaining he is spending on the transportation. Still he has 6,000 with him. Finally he left with 6,000 rupees with him. The question is, how much did he pay on transportation? We need to find how much he paid on the transportation. So how can you solve this question? This can be worked out in two different approaches. One is a mathematical approach, other is logical approach. Let us see how mathematically this is done. First we are working out with mathematical approach. By mathematical approach, it takes longer time, as we know. Let us see what happens if we work out with mathematical approach. Here total salary we don't know. Let it be some 1 unit. Why? Because everything is given in the fractional format. So let the total salary be 1 unit. We don't know how much the salary. Let us take 1 unit. What happened here? He spent 2/3 of his salary on the rent. So for the rent and food, he spent 2/3 of the salary. Salary is 1 unit. Therefore, the expenditure is 2/3 of 1, which is 2/3 only. 2/3 spent on the rent and food. Now we have to according to the question, we have to find the remaining salary. The remaining salary is, the total salary is 1 unit and is spent on food and rent is 2/3. That is total salary minus the expenditure on rent and food. It is 3 minus 2, 1/3. So 1 by 3 salary is left after spending some amount on the rent and food. He left with 1/3. So what happened after that? This is the remaining salary. Now 1/4 of the remaining salary on the transportation. So 1/4 of the remaining salary. This is the remaining salary, 1/4 of this. So on transportation, how much is spent? 1/4 of remaining salary. So it is 1/4 of remaining salary is what? Remaining salary is 1 by 3. So it is 1 by 12. The remaining salary is 1/3. And next on transportation, 1/4 of the remaining means this is the amount is spent on transportation. Actually, according to our question, we need to find how much did he spend on the transportation. Means we need to find 1/12 of the value. 1/12 is spent. Now we have to find what is the remaining amount. Here Rajesh has 6,000 with him. Means we need to find how much part of his salary is left. That is going to be equal to 6,000. So still remaining amount. Still remaining amount. Total salary is 1 unit. He spent 2/3 and he has left 1/3 salary. Remaining salary is 1/3. And again from 1/3 from the remaining, 1/12 is spent on the transportation. This is the total salary. He spent 2/3 on something. He left with 1/3 salary. From the remaining 1/3, he spent 1/4 of the salary, that is 1/12. So from 1/3, he spent 1/3, 1 by 12. So the remaining salary will be 1 by 3 minus 1 by 12. So it is going to be 12 is your LCM. It is 4 times minus 1. It is 3 by 12, which is 1 by 4. So this is the still remaining amount with him. So still remaining amount with him is given by 6,000 over here. So after spending everything, he has left with the 6,000. So this is exactly equal to 6,000 rupees. Means 1/4 value is going to be 6,000 rupees. We need to find only the transportation. Transportation value is how much? Only 1/12. So 1/4 value is 6,000 rupees. We need to find the transportation, which is 1/12 value according to our question. So from this it is very clear 1/4 value is going to be 6,000 rupees. But according to the question, we need to find the amount which is spent on transportation. Transportation amount is nothing but this is 1/12 on the transportation. What will be 1/12? 1/4 value is 6,000, 1/12. How are you going to calculate here this 1/12? 1/4 is given and 1/12 we require. The ratio between 1/4 and 1/12 will be exactly equal to the 6,000 and the remaining amount. Just think logically, how can you get 1 by 12 from 1 by 4? So it is very clear, if in the denominator it is multiplied by 3, or else we say 1 by 4 is divided by 3, we get 1/12. When 1 by 4 is divided by 3, which is equal to 1 by 4 into 1 by 3, which is 1 by 12. Means to get 1 by 12 from 1 by 4, it must be divided by 3. So in the same thing here also it must be divided by 3, we get the required value, which is equivalent to 1 by 12. So that is going to be our solution, 6,000 divided by 3, which is equal to 2,000. So our answer is going to be 2,000. This according to our options, option A is correct for this. Means he spent 2,000 rupees on the transportation. This is mathematical approach. See how this many calculations involved with this mathematical approach. We are going to solve the same question with different logic. Here options are given 2,000, 4,000, 6,000 and 1,000. Now I want to rearrange the options for our logic. The rearrangement should be either increasing order or decreasing order. If I want to arrange them in increasing order, so what is the least number in these options? 1,000 is the least number. So I am taking the first option as 1,000. And next number is 2000, and next number is 4000, next number is 6000. So 1000 is option D. Whatever may be the ABCD, we keep that as it is, but arranging in the increasing and decreasing. And 2000 is A, and 4000 is B, 6000 is C. So without changing the options A, B, C, D, just consider the numbers arranged in the ascending order. So once the options are in the ascending order or descending orders, this question is going to be put question. To understand put question concept, watch my video of number systems. In the number systems, I explained everything about the put questions. Now according to the put question, we start with the option, third option. It may be containing 4 options or 5 options. Always we start with the third options. So here I am considering our answer is 4000. It is right or wrong, I don't know. Okay, but I want to take the option 4000 is the right option for this question. Now approach by taking this 4000 is the right option for our question. See what happens in this case. What is asked in the question? On the transportation, here we need to find how much he spent on the transportation. So I am taking option B. For the transportation he paid 4000 rupees. But according to the question, here the transportation is nothing but 1/4 of the remaining. He spent 2/3 of the amount on some items and the remaining 1/4 of the remaining on transportation. So this 4000 is nothing but 1/4 of remaining. 4000 is 1/4 of remaining. Now from this, can we find the remaining amount? The remaining amount will be 1/4 of the remaining is 4000. The remaining amount must be 4 times of this, means the remaining amount must be 16,000. 4000 is going to be 1/4, therefore of the remaining must be 16,000. This is the remaining amount. But when it is remained 16,000 after spending 2/3 of the salary, after spending 2/3 in the sense the remaining must be 1/3. So this is exactly equal to 1/3. Why? Because he spent 2/3 of the salary on rent. So after spending the on rent, that is remaining amount. From the remaining amount is 1/4 is spent. Okay. So here remaining is 16,000 of the 1/3. But here 2/3 of the salary on rent. Here 1/3 value is 16,000. 1/3 value is 16,000. Then what will be the 2/3 amount? 2/3 amount is spent on the food. So here on food and on rent, he spent how much? 2/3. So 1/3 value is 16,000. Then 2/3 will be equal to 2/3 is exactly double of 1/3, means double of 16,000 is 32,000. So 32,000 is on the rent. On the rent 32,000 and remaining amount is 16,000. Here transportation is on 4,000. Here what actually we need to find is still he has to left with the 6,000.